Well, good morning, folks. It's about maybe 7 a.m. if that. I've been up since 3. Just paid for my plates. That was $2 grand. The sun's coming up. We should have a good morning here. Actually, a good day. Hopefully, I can get a lot accomplished. Since I got that chassis and everything clean there, should be all right to get some things done here. Just hanging out on the porch, having some morning coffee and a smoke. And notice the old sun's starting to poke up over there. I don't know if you can see it or not. On the show, on the Chad King and YouTube's channel. What is going on, y'all? I'm back, and it's Thursday, so cheers to you. Just hanging out here. Moved the truck obviously because I needed to do some things like move that around, some of that, because all that grit and stuff kind of dropped after I washed it, even though I had all the crap on the cardboard. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that chunk of cardboard again. I'm probably going to flip it over. I'm going to slide it right under the truck here. And I'm going to get under there with some rust reformer, Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to scooge a couple spots, and then I'm going to get out the Rust-Oleum, the frame paint that I use, the tractor paint. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a couple spots with that first that there's no paint on, all the dull spots, and then I've got about 3 cans of this stuff right here. This low gloss black farm equipment, heavy duty, weather resistant. This is what I use, and I've got the big jars. I don't know, I do have a gun right under there too, so honestly, if I wanted to, I could bust out the gun. Oh, Jesus criminy, freaking big ass bee. Could bust out the gun here, and jar of paint that I've got right here. But I don't think I want to get into it that much right now. So I probably won't do that. I'll probably just give the old real quick, and God, where'd that go? Here it is. This is the stuff I use. I looked for this. Okay, this is Rust-Oleum 2 top side paint, semi-gloss white. I'll have to go back in and look for this, but I looked for this today in Menards and I couldn't find any because we were over there getting some stuff for the garden because she wanted to get that planted. I woke up this morning about 3, couldn't sleep, and then was up. We come out, I tilled the garden real quick, and then we planted some stuff, then we ran to town and got some more crap. So I'm just finally getting to this. I just climbed up in there and made my bed. I've been getting blown up all day about running loads today and beginning of next week, because a few people know that I'm taking a week off because it's you know, the blitz week and my DOT, the steer tires, this and that. I'm still waiting for the shop to get a hold of me, so hopefully I hear from them soon. But I also I got Frank jacked up over here because this morning I was messing around out here with the truck, and it was probably 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was over here, and I'm in front of the truck, like about right in this region right here. And then next thing you know, I see a squirrel scoot by, and there's been a couple little ones that have been hanging out around Frank, and every time I come out and yell at them, they go up under the cab. So I got out the power steering fluid, and I filled this bad boy up and I cranked it up because it's been a hot minute since this bad boy's been up. So I've been wanting to start this thing and move it around and run it down the road, but I just haven't, because, you know, I seen those squirrels bopping around, and I've looked inside the cab and I thought maybe there's somewhere they've chewed through a hole or something, and they're going in somewhere, and they got nuts they're storing. So I didn't want to just necessarily crank the truck up, you know, because if that happens, and then you might have a mess or something like that. Plus I needed to add some water and a coolant because I got a leak somewhere, and I'm not exactly sure where it is. It's like one of these connector tubes that you put on, and the next thing you know, you got a water spooge. And I need to get some bigger seals, some new seals for these guys, because they leak there, and I believe they leak under too, because when I put the new hoses on back in the day when I used to run this thing, they never gave me seals with those things. So those seals I put back on, they got drips and leaks, and I don't like it. So I need to get that taken care of. Threw some water in there, filled it up, but I was shocked the thing jacked up just fine, and I was happy with that after I put the power steering fluid in that pump. But I looked around under here, and I did not see anywhere that there might be a squirrel going in the cab. I've checked. Every time I heard something or I seen them, I'd come over here and I'd tell them, get out of here, get out of here. And I couldn't ever figure out where they were going or what they were doing. So I needed to get my eyes on this thing before I just went starting it up. You know, I didn't want to just go firing it up and then have something go wrong on me. So I took the liberty to jack the cab up here, and I'm going to, when I get done, you can see all the little marks up here and stuff like that. On the bumper you can see it too good, but yeah, I haven't seen anything, and I don't see no nuts anywhere in here like that, because, you know, I figure worst case scenario, they chewed a hole in the rubber and they're like going in here or something like that, and they're storing nuts and they're doing something. Imagine if I had a hole in one of these and they were up in here and there was a bunch of nuts in there, and I started that truck and it sucked it in there. That would not be good, and I would not like that. So I needed to check and make sure that everything was cool before I just went and firing this thing up, even though in the wintertime I just crank it over and start it up. But I figured might as well get my eyes in there and poke around some. Okay, yeah, like right here there's some dust in the tar, so I don't see nothing. So I don't know, man. But this thing's got brand new kingpins. This had kingpins, bushings, bearings, all the stuff on the front. It's got new brakes, drums. This thing has centermatics on it. New brake over here. All this was replaced from the accident. So this thing has some potential to get back on the road, and wouldn't be bad to do that. I do have a shirt on right now because I haven't had one all day, but I figured since I'm going to get on camera real quick, I'm going to throw one on real fast. I did throw a little bit of clear on just to see what this thing would look like. It's like lacquer clear, so it was bubbly and it kind of bubbled up, but that's okay. I don't mind the way this looks right here. This spot, I did this spot right in here, and I like the way that shine is. So this flat black, this black and stuff would look a-okay if I, you know, could take all this stuff off, get a gun, tape everything off that's important, and actually do it the right way. That's probably what I would do after I sanded some of this crap off. But some of that stuff up there, I may just paint some decals on myself like I like to do with things, and then clear this truck after I sand it down some more, you know, clean up some of the rust spots. If not, I'll just clear over them. Really don't care, because it needs to be different, and needs to be its own bean, because that's what it is. But yeah, that's what's going on with Frank. It's a 1990 Aerodyne K100E model. It's got the 90-inch bunk, so it's the short bunk. The double bunk, it has two beds, as in double, as in two beds, not just one, singular. So that's why I call it double. It's not the full size. Setback axle, I know a lot of people don't like that, but it is what it is, because I don't mind it, because I can slide right up in here like this and work on this thing and get to stuff if I need to without having to jack the cab up. I've done that plenty of times. Wiring, etc. I can slide down through here, same thing. On the other side, it's what it is. This is a 165 wheelbase truck originally. 8-bag air ride. It's got the 3406B 4MG Caterpillar in there. It was a 350 truck, but when I bought it, they said they had rebuilt it and they bumped it up to 400 because they did some other things to it. I don't know, but I've got a new engine tag that is in the house that has all the information for that. I put the 13 speed in it. It's got the RTLO, RSTLNE, I don't know exactly what all it is, but it's a 13, and this is all brand new right here. This topper, it has new cables, and this is a new wire right here, but yeah, it's a right there. This guy's new down here. This is pretty much redone. Had the drive shaft redone. It's got 433 rear ends. It's got the 8-bag air ride on it. Sliding fifth wheel, which I moved back. I would like to get rid of this plate and get one that that has the full slide. I want the long slide. That way, if I ever run this truck, I want to be able to continue doing what I'm doing now with the carnival moves and stuff like that. You know, anything of that to where I need to slide that fifth wheel all the way back. And I wouldn't mind dropping down and putting a ball hitch and a pintle hitch on it right there. I think that would be sweet, because there is a lot of loads for that kind of stuff, and they pay decent money. I'm talking big money, like $5 a mile plus for some of that stuff, and all that stuff's always super light. So this would be the perfect truck for that. Plus it's got the air ride, so if there was weight sitting on that, it would level out some. It wouldn't be like the blue truck to where everything sits on that back axle, since it's a spring ride. But it does okay. I don't ever complain about it, because 90% of the time, you know, I'm pulling empty stuff, so it's not that big of a deal when I do that stuff. But I know I've had a couple people asking that are new to the channel, what's up with this truck, what is it, blah blah blah. Now let's see if we can climb up in there, even though it's jacked up. It's got the Bostrom air ride seats in both of them. It's got this vinyl hardwood floor. That was the first, this is the first truck that I put it in. I waited to put it in the blue truck. This is on 22.5s with aluminums, outers. It's got the skull steering wheel there. You know, that gauge package. Jake's small little bed in there. I've got a subwoofer back here, and then I got a bed up here too. 6x9s back here. It's got 4x5s up here, something like that, and it's got a Kenwood deck, and this thing bangs. I can tell you that much right now. These are like the Roadwork speakers and stuff like that, and it's all basically ratted out. This is my rat rod. Used to have a big old Frankenstein head shifter. I've got a different thing to where I can put him on, and he sticks up about right here, but I took him off because I would always shift like this, and I was going to sell the truck, so I put this Eaton back on here. Here's your 13-speed information. I just got a bunch of Frankenstein, and so Betty Page, Jake brakes. Dane Scott gave that to me. And then Kim's side basically is the Bride of Frankenstein, because that's my bride, and she's got that white hair, so fits her well. We got the Kenworth fans in here, CB, big O Yonker, and then, you know, this stuff, which this truck, I don't run AC in either. It's just what it is. I think this needs some of the guts replaced. When I bought it from the guy, that's what he was saying. I've never tried to fill it to see if it would work or not. I just never messed with it. I bought the throttle lock right here, so this is my cruise control in this truck. It's really easy to grab. It's really easy to do. I can run 60 miles per hour on the road. I can just bam right there like that, just hit that button and boom. So that's why I like this right here. But yeah, it's not bad. She's got the Bostrom over there too. This truck originally came with like a light blue interior, basically the same interior that was in the blue truck. But then when I was in the accident with it, which some of you guys don't know, if you go back, there's a whole playlist of this truck right here. That's why I started YouTube, because some guy pulled out in front of me, and we had an accident. We collided and had an accident. So basically was not paying attention, looking down, and ran through the old stoplight, or the stop sign out on a country road. So, you know, it's got all the stickers still on it, which is cool. All the stuff back here. So I could go and look up this truck, and actually a guy got a hold of me and said he believes he used to own this truck because of the color it was. I can't remember exactly who he said it was leased onto before he bought it, and then he sold it to somebody over in PA, and then I believe the company from Delaware that was a moving company bought it after him from that, and then painted it white and took that blue out, and then the guy I bought it from, he'd paint the green on there with hand brush. So there's runs all over the place on this truck. When I got it, it was just disgusting. I'll throw a couple pictures up for you here. And yeah, other than that, that's why I kind of sanded into it. I mean, you can still see right in here in this spot where all those kind of paint runs and stuff are, to where it's hard to get and sand in that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's still paint runs all over the place. This will never be something that, you know, this would take hours and hours and hours and hours to make perfect. Unfortunately, if you haven't watched for a long time and you're new to the channel, hopefully you've subscribed and you like what you see, because I'm basically giving you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm never going to BS you. I'm going to drink, cuss, smoke. I'm going to do what I want to, because this is my channel. It's my show. So, anywho, I will never have a show truck. I'm never going to dump $100,000 into a truck just to be able to drive it to shows, and that's it. If I can't work the truck, it's pointless to me. Yes, it's been sitting in the driveway for a while. Every time I thought I was ready to take this truck and go over the road, something else would happen to it, and I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's why the blue truck was ready to go. That's why I just started running it. Besides, the blue truck is a solid truck. This was my first truck, and when that truck was in an accident, I started the channel and I was driving this truck, so everybody got to know this truck. And then I got Frank back from the shop because it was during COVID, so it sat over in Perrysburg at the Kenworth dealership for about 8 months. And during those 8 months, these windshields right here were split apart from each other right in here. Okay, they were pushed out from the thing. I've got some caulk up in there just so rain doesn't get up in there while it's sitting, or you could see the gap that's right up in there and up in this corner and stuff like that. Now, you cannot get these seals. You see how this is blowed out right here in the corner? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, this is the seal, and it's got some goop up in there. The bottom of this glass has a chip in it. Now, I don't know how many people, when I went down to Savannah and I got those windshield seals from Garrett for this truck out of a K100E, and everybody said, I'm busy, I'll call you back. Nobody would do anything for me, and I waited and I waited and waited. Well, I'm tired of waiting on people. Yeah, you can see how bad these seals are right here. They're just blowed out in the corners because this stuff basically split across from the thing. It pulled away from it and it shoved out. So there's a big ass gap in the corner over there. There's a big ass gap in the corner over there. And that sat for 8 months like that. So for 8 months, those seals basically formed to that crap, and that's just what it was. But yeah, it's the paint is faded. It's kind of a duller green than what it was when I got it. So if I got the sander out and I started sanding down that, it would pull some brighter out, which is the plan, because I don't mind the way this looks right now. This is the panel that I went to Pennsylvania and got, so you can see that kind of stuff. That was probably the first video I ever made, was going to Pennsylvania. And yes, I was dorky. I didn't know what I was doing. I was nervous. So cut you guys some slack if you go back and watch some of that playlist and some of those older videos on me first starting out for YouTube. But this green will pop and it will have some shine in it. So if I did throw some clear on it, it'd basically be like this with that brighter green, which would be cool. You know, it's just something that I would do. And I'd basically probably pinstripe all of this stuff on with paint, I would say, because this is just an actual pinstripe that I put on. But before I ever cleared anything, that's probably what I would want to do. That's a total job too, and since I live out in the middle of BFE and don't have a shop, that's something that would have to probably be done outdoors. So everything would need taped off, or would have to rent space somewhere around here, which is possible, you know. I could do that. But like these right here, these were black, they were all nasty, and had a bunch of different paint on them. So I usually paint them silver and then just let the rot come out, because I like old stuff. I like patina stuff, you know. That's the newest thing we've got, which that's a story on its own. That was given to me. That's my grandma's truck. That's a 2004. That's somebody's that Kim's doing some hair right now, man. In there giving that old lady nice color. She's giving her an update, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we've got the old station wagon here. That's my daughter's bike from when she was 8. She's 20 now, so I've had that thing for 12 years sitting around the house. Yeah, we got 1989 Grand Marquis, Colony Park, Mercury. Crazy about a Mercury. We got 2004 new Beetle right here. That's baby's car I bought for when we first got together. Hey man, because she was my baby and I wanted to make sure she was happy. So I got her convertible Beetle because she says, I'd always wanted a Beetle. I thought that'd be cool. And I said, well, here's a convertible. You want to check it out? And it was not this one. It was a different one. And she's like, I can get a convertible. I say, you can have whatever you want, baby, with me now. So made sure she was taken care of. For any of you clowns out there might be running your mouths about me not taking care of business at home. If you know what I'm saying, you should know better than that. Big Daddy's always taking care of business at home. Anyways, that's what's going on with Frank. So some of you guys know I was running containers with this, and I went down in a dip Campbell soup over Finley, and this thing freaking bent out. But my buddy Don McCord gave me another one, so if I wanted to, I could throw it on. But honestly, what I'll probably do is take those off because I really don't care for them. I mean, they're cool, but at the same time, I'd rather have the old school ones with the bar that I can remove, because if I ever have something that I need to remove something because I'm pulling a trailer that's paying me money, I want to be able to take that stuff off. So really doesn't matter to me if those are on or not. It's not about the glitz and the glamour for me. And for everybody that's always saying you should put some aluminum rims on the blue truck because it would be cooler than those white wheels, guess what? I've got a truck sitting in the driveway with aluminums on it that I could polish up anytime I want to. They don't look too bad right now. They're a little bit dull, but I'm gonna be honest with you, this truck has not been washed in over a year, because when I stopped driving, I parked this truck. I didn't wash it. I didn't do anything to it. It's basically sat in this spot besides me driving it a few times since I parked the thing. So it had probably winter salt on it, or it was right before the winter salt was getting ready to come. But yeah, you can see this is all mud and crap from when I was driving it, and it could use a nice degreaser and bath, because like any old 1990 Caterpillar, it's going to have a few leaks and slobber tubes, and you know, everybody knows that old cats leak. They're notorious for it. They come out the factory, they sent you a tube, or they had a tube of silicone you could buy for the head where it leaked at the back. So that's what it is, man. But yeah, that's old Frank. Boy said, what you doing with a green truck? If somebody wants to throw some money at me and buy the thing, you're more than welcome to. Make me an offer. Don't ask me how much I want. Make me an offer. If it's good enough, you can have it. If not, sorry, it'll sit here until I decide to do something with it. Yes, I'll put a bigger stack on it than that. I would like to take the 6 inches off the blue truck and put them on Frank. Move that snorkel tube over. You know, a lot of people, they'll drop them, they'll put them back here and stuff like that, or if I stuck it right up in the middle, it's going to be right behind that whale tail there, and it's not going to get the air I believe it needs, even though that's kind of blocking it on that side. So it's kind of silly, you know. I'll figure out how much air a cat needs. I definitely wouldn't want to stick it down on the bottom or anything like that, because you don't want it sucking in a bunch of dirt and shit, you know. So you never know what's going to go on. But yeah, I like to stick both the 6-inch stacks on there, and then I'd get some lower ones that probably went above the air breather on that one with some rain caps. So just tap 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 on the blue truck, because I do catch a lot of stuff with that when I'm going places low trees, and I can get around a little bit more if I took those down some, which it's going to be high anyway. So you wouldn't want to take low routes, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up cracking your glass. And I've got 2 good pieces of glass in there with 2 new seal jobs on them, and I don't have any problems with those leaking, period. So that's something that we wouldn't want to do. And for anybody that's old school, I'll show you something real quick, man. Yeah, Frank even got the black crooked KW, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'll get to work on this. You just have to give me some time. Like I've been saying, I'm only one guy. I can only do so much. I also have to work to be able to make a living, to pay for everything that I've got out here. So that's the main focus. Always has been, always is. And now that it's not the winter time, when I do have time and I am at home, when I'm ambitious, I may jump on this and start doing some stuff. Like it's jacked up right now, so I'm doing some stuff. Once these cars are going out the driveway, we'll bust out the pressure washer and deuce this thing down real quick, because that usually don't take me too long. Throw some degreaser on, just let it ride, and then maybe fire it up afterwards. We'll see. If not, I can fire it up tomorrow. May leave it jacked up because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I mean, if I'm home Saturday, Sunday, things like that, I might just stick around with it and just leave it jacked up. It ain't no big deal. I don't think it's supposed to get too windy. I just had the blue truck jacked up because I need to do that seal on that. So, you know, it's nice to have this. It's a C model, or it's an E model, so it's not the C model, but it does have a lot of the same parts. Probably could use a grease job too. Some of the, you know, parts that need to be greased and shit. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's Frankenstein truck. For everybody that's asking, what about the green truck? What's the green truck? Tell me about the green truck. There you go. That is your green truck tour. And with that being said, I'm gonna slide up onto there. I'm gonna take my shirt off. I'm gonna slide up on here. I'm gonna hit some Rust-Oleum spots, and then I'm gonna do it to it, and I'll move on to this. So maybe later we'll go for a ride. I don't know. We'll see. If I fire it up, I'll bring it back. If I don't, just what it is. So cheers to you, boys. Cheers to you. Well, I got the blue truck all cleaned up. Threw a little squirt down there and cleaned up some of the rusty spots that I cleaned off some of that grease yesterday. There's still some under there, but that's trucking, so that's all somewhat fresh. And I mean, not everything. It's kind of hard to do when you're laying on your back, but I got you know, most of that stuff down there. Shot the inside springs real quick and stuff. Did be able to get it, but man, these things, they as soon as water gets in there, they just start spitting out and stuff. But that's trucking. I'm gonna drop Frank because it looks like we're gonna get some rain here, so I'm not going to be able to do what I want to. So I'm gonna jump in there and fire it up real quick. I'm gonna move this that way it don't come down and go boom, which it could. Oh, I'm just gonna throw it right here like this. Oh, look at that, painted, and that's that. So should be able to jump in here and fire this thing up real quick. And didn't notice any leaking out of the rad that I put that water in, so we'll see. I don't like to drop the stuff and leave no air in there, so I'm at least going to build the air. I did check everything out. I don't see anything, so I should be okay. And I did set a live trap down there, that way if anybody comes back. And I mean, I was all over this thing and I didn't see nothing, so I don't know if they're going in somewhere or not. So we're gonna take our chances and try to fire the truck up. So let's get up in here and see if it'll crank over. Now this guy has a tendency to, when you drop him down, this will stick and shove back. Something you need to be mindful of when you're starting a truck that's been sitting for a while, if you know what I mean. But see if this old bad boy will crank. I've got some. No, we dead, man. That's a bummer because I fired this thing up, man. Huh. Well, ain't gonna do it. So I guess I'm leaving it up because I'm definitely not putting it down with like this. So I may have to oh, the radio wants to be on though. You don't have juice for that, do you? Get out of there. I did turn it on one time when me and Kim were in here. I don't believe I left it on. Almost 90% positive I turned that bitch off. So hey man, that's ain't that something. Throw the old battery charger on them and see if they're dead. Not today. That's the first time that's done that. So that's trucking, I guess. That's what happens when a truck sits for too long. So we'll get the old tender out, but yeah, it's supposed to rain, so probably won't be until yeah, it's starting to rain right now, to be honest with you. Probably won't be until tomorrow or the day after, maybe Sunday. I think it's supposed to be nice. So this is how it's going to sit until I can get to it. The lock is on, so what it is. So I guess till the next time, you know what we say, we will see ya. Yeah, man, that locks down, should be good. Let's truck it. I mean, I could drop it, but I do have those things I could stick in there that would hold it up to what would be like the hardtail if I wanted to. Do I want to? Not really. If the weather gets too bad, I may come out and do something if I need to, but for now, you know, big deal. I'll just unhook those batteries and charge one at a time. I highly doubt I need new ones. This one's probably just maybe it left the radio on, or maybe just the radio being on drained down enough, because it doesn't really run too much. Those things never sit on a charger. It's been over a year since it's ran like all the time, so it's what it is. No main. be honest with you, one nice thing about these is they're only about 20,000 pounds, so I don't have to worry about sliding no tandems or nothing. So we can just do it and get it done, you know what I mean? That's one nice thing about running these whirlpools. Just get it done. But God, it's just, ugh, just gross.